And what terrible crime is that?
This one.
Birds of Prey is an all-out war against the devious Harley Quinn, who is now a single woman trying to make it in a crazy, crime-filled world without the protection of her beloved Mr. J. But the criminal who seems to have it out the worst for Harley Quinn is Black Mask. Sure, Harley has caused some trouble for his nightclub and has been an overall pain for his business, but his hatred for her goes a whole lot deeper than that. In fact, it has everything to do with her criminal ex.
Because without the Joker around, I can.
So what exactly does Black Mask have against Harley that makes him ready to, peel her face off? Well, it seems like Harley Quinn isn't the only one trying to forget a bad breakup.
I named him Bruce after that hunky Wayne guy.
Beware, if you haven't seen Birds of Prey yet, there are some serious spoilers coming up, so proceed with caution. Harley Quinn seems to have spent her time in Gotham City making sure that absolutely everyone hates her. From criminals to cops, this girl has just about made everyone mad in some way or another. So without the Joker's protection, what's left to keep them from trying to get rid of her for good?
I was back on my feet, ready to embrace the fierce goddess within.
Well, it seems like there's really nothing in anyone's way anymore. Mr. J was Harley's only source of major power in Gotham. Without him, Birds of Prey finds Harley continuously running, fighting, and rollerblading her way out of danger. And there is no villain more dangerous or set on eliminating her than the eccentric mobster Roman Sionis, better known as the Black Mask. But who exactly is Roman Sionis? And what has him so angry at Harley Quinn? While the Black Mask is really only a C-list supervillain at best, he has no superpowers, just a lot of money, lackeys, and firepower. Birds of Prey gives him a chance to shine as one of the most dangerous villains currently in Gotham City. Maybe the others are on vacation, or just have bigger fish to fry. This was totally intentional, with both Margot Robbie and director Cathy Yan saying that they wanted to give more minor DC characters a chance to shine. This also explains the absence of Catwoman and Poison Ivy, two iconic DC women who are often seen with Harley Quinn. So while Roman might not be the most epic DC villain, Ewan McGregor does an incredible job of portraying him just as he is, a mad, misogynistic man with too much money and too much anger. But there's a lot more going on under that mask, most of which comes from the comic book version of the character. So let's take a look at what makes Roman's heart just as black as his mask. Roman's parents lost their lives in a fire, and it's implied that Roman himself was the culprit. Their passing was his first big introduction to sadistic crime, as well as a catalyst for the spoiled, power-hungry, temperamental man that he would become. He inherited their entire fortune after the incident, and continued their cosmetic and construction businesses. He even decided to get into some new ventures, like a steel mill and even a theme park, which might explain why he and his masked goons look so at home fighting the Birds of Prey in the booby trap. But, as it was mentioned in the film, Roman wasn't always so good at keeping his businesses in order. He drove his parents' company to bankruptcy, and his amusement park rides were known for being incredibly unsafe. But when his businesses started going under, he was bailed out by none other than Bruce Wayne. You would think this would make him thankful to Bruce, right? Well, think again. Roman is chock full of psychological issues, so instead he saw this bailout as a bad thing. It led to an intense hatred for Bruce Wayne, since Roman saw this as a power move and Roman didn't like anyone to have more power than him. This also led to Roman's increased obsession with black masks. He actually carved his own mask out of his father's coffin. But Batman wasn't the only Gotham City resident that Roman had a vendetta against. He was also at odds with one of Gotham's most notorious criminals, the Joker. While this movie doesn't go into it too much, it is implied that Roman and Mr. J are definitely in competition with each other. In the comics, this rivalry started with the Joker stealing valuable chemicals from Roman's various businesses. He then used these chemicals and his power to start poaching Roman's connections. People who worked for Roman jumped ship and joined the Joker. This was enough to make Roman pretty angry, but what Joker did next is what really set off Black Mask, and what makes him hate Harley Quinn so much. Roman Sionis is a woman-hating madman. That much is clear from the way he uses the women who work for him like property and makes them embarrass themselves in front of him for his own entertainment, like his favorite singer turned driver, Black Canary. But Roman didn't always hate every single woman. In fact, he once had a girlfriend named Tiffany Ambrose, who he really loved in his own messed up way. Tiffany was a criminal as well and had many run-ins with the law before she even met Roman. But dating a powerful mobster introduced her into an even more crime-filled and dangerous life. So what happened next is kind of Roman's fault, but it's also definitely the Joker's fault as well. The Joker followed Tiffany to Lacey Towers and trapped her in a room, knocking her unconscious. But not before she could text Roman for help. Roman ran to her rescue, but one of Gotham's C-list villains is really no match for the iconic clown prince of crime. He tied up Roman and set the tower on fire, telling him he'd either have to shoot Tiffany or let the smoke inhalation take her out. Roman ended up making it quick for her, but when he escaped the tower, he had a brand new reason to hate the Joker. And, in extension, his girlfriend, Harley Quinn. In Birds of Prey, Harley provides the audience with a handy little list of grievances against her for each of her pursuers. No one's list is longer than Roman's. Some of the things we get to see her do is break his driver's legs, call him Romy, puke in his club, and overall be a nuisance while in his presence. This is all enough for Roman to really dislike her. After all, this is the guy who humiliated a girl in his club just because he thought she was laughing at him. But the Joker is the real reason why Roman can't wait to get his hands on Harley Quinn once he realizes that she's single. Even if Harley and Mr. J aren't a couple anymore, we imagine that Roman has been imagining how he could hurt the Joker through Harley, a girlfriend for a girlfriend, so to speak. Plus, the Joker's name definitely showed up on that list of grievances, so we're sure that Harley had a part to play in some of the robberies and trickery that the Joker inflicted on Roman. But regardless of Roman's overall hate for the couple, going after the Joker's main squeeze could be a surefire way to get himself eliminated. But now, with the Joker nowhere to be seen and Harley making the rounds as a free agent, she's the perfect target for Roman's much-needed stress relief. This is why Roman Sionis is the perfect villain for Birds of Prey. The film explores Harley Quinn trying to break her way out of Mr. J's shadow. She's committed all of her crimes and made all of Gotham angry while she was his girlfriend, but now she has to take responsibility for those actions when she no longer has this powerful protection that came along with them. This even leads to her becoming a parental figure for Cassanda Cain. It's truly a life-changing moment for her. What Roman offers to the story is not just a misogynistic villain that fans are happy to see blown up by the Birds of Prey, but a remnant of hatred that's left over from Harley's past life with the Joker. And just like Harley had to blow up Ace Chemicals to start her journey towards closure, she needed to see Roman blown up too in order to really feel like she was breaking free. Even though there are a ton of villains that Harley Quinn made angry that could have made an appearance in Birds of Prey, picking such a psychologically troubled character like Roman Sionis was a great choice. Harley Quinn was a psychiatrist after all. Though she may seem crazy most of the time, the film does explore moments of her analyzing the people around her.
Psychologically speaking, vengeance rarely brings the catharsis we hope for. Yeah.
It's a comment that could be applied to Black Mask trying to end her life as well. Maybe he feels like it will make him feel just a little bit better about what happened to Tiffany. But Harley Quinn knows that trauma's not that easy to fix. And besides, Romy is a little bit beyond fixing. In fact, he himself was committed to Arkham Asylum in the comics, so he has a lot of psychological issues to work on. Don't we all? Some of these could be explained by the way that he was brought up. His origin comic, Black Mask: The Evolution of Evil, shows his parents comparing him to that Wayne boy, and focusing on outward appearance a lot more than personality. Roman thought that everything was only skin deep, and he often wished to become someone else. Hence his attachment to the Black Mask and what being able to cover his face meant to him. He wanted another face that could properly reflect how he felt inside. That darkness lends itself to his black mask and his obsession with mask decor in his home. Even the fire he trapped his parents in had a connection to appearance and masks. He wanted them to be burnt up and unrecognizable. He wanted to literally melt away their physical appearance, which they cared so much about. Yeah, talk about issues. We don't get to hear much about this particular incident in the movies, but his love for face peeling seems to imply the same message. So, are you excited for the future Harley Quinn feature films? What other villains would you like to see this criminal darling take on? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date.